Yeah, so today, man, is a beautiful day, man. It's a very pivotal point in my life. I dreamt of hoping to get to this day of one day being able to share a success story. And after 8 years of hard work, man, here I am. I'm at a charter school in Northeast Los Angeles, and I'm about to share my testimony. I'm about to share my struggles, my pain. I'm gonna be vulnerable with these kids. Hopefully, they don't laugh at me. And I'm gonna tell them the short version of my journey. So stay tuned, man. Let's go, baby. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Or good afternoon. After 20 plus years on the streets, in and out of prison, I've heard a million stories. In comparison, my story has sounded like a picnic at the park compared to others. People always have they always top you on a story, right? And it's happened to me a million times. It's a fact. I'm not here to impress you. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here in a very humble manner to share some personal moments in my life. This is the short version of my journey. Regardless of what obstacles, what barriers stand in front of you, do not let it stop you from achieving your individual dreams. Take everything against you as a lesson. Take everything against you as a challenge to overcome and level up, right? Whatever life throws at you, you guys never back down. This stage of my life, transparency has been my best attribute for the good and the worst of me. I will tell you no lies. I own up to my past. I'm truthful with myself, which is most important. Sometimes we lie to ourselves, and what's worse is sometimes we're crazy enough to believe those lies, right? Everybody knows me as lucky, not because I go to Vegas and hit jackpots, it's because I have been blessed with multiple chances to live, and that's real. I have been very fortunate to make it out of a dark place when a lot of my friends and homies did not have the opportunity. Not a day goes by that I'm not grateful for my life being spared thus far, and I'll knock on wood, right? Obviously, I have a purpose far greater than I could have ever dreamt of. Today is a very pivotal point in my life being here with you all, sharing these words. And I just want to thank you guys for the opportunity and your time today. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever seen a cow dog? You guys know what a cow dog is? No? Okay. It's basically a dog that's been abused. Every time they're around their master, they're in a cow position, right? Scared, body hunched, won't make eye contact with their owner. I mean, it's a horrible look on the owner, and obviously you're gonna feel sorry for the dog, right? The reason why I say this is the best way I can somewhat paint you a visual picture of myself growing up as a child. My mother was brought into this world by force. I don't like saying that four-letter word, but I hope you guys understand what I mean by my mother was brought into this world by force. Something no woman or child should ever have to endure. I didn't start feeling her pain until I was roughly, 3, 4 years old. For some reason, she had no emotional attachment to me, which was very confusing to me at such a young age. I mean, I think at that age, it feels good and it tastes good, right? Naturally, as a young pup, I wanted to go to my mom for comfort. She loved on my sisters in front of me while she pushed me aside. In my innocent mind, I couldn't figure it out. During these early stages in my life, kids are supposed to be kids, right? Well, at this age, I had a lot on my mind, and to be honest, I had no idea what was on my mind, but I knew it was heavy, right? In this moment in time, Mom's was in a very physical and verbal divorce with my pops. So bad, my pops kidnapped me and took me to TJ. To this day, I remember chickens pecking on my diaper. We lived in a camper shell of his truck until authorities caught up with him and I was given back to my mom. I don't believe it was out of love of her missing her son. I believe it was in spite of him. Kind of like I win, I lose in regards to getting me back from my pops. She hated my dad. Before I could even speak, I remember these words out her mouth: "Get out of my face. You remind me of your dad," right? I was just like, whoa, hold up. This don't sound right. But I was a baby, very new into this world. My pops still is. He's still alive, very strange character. I'm gonna give you guys a little example. Growing up, well, as a baby during this moment in time I'm talking about, my room was the dining room. So my mom and my sister's room was in the back of this house. My pops would come and knock on the window in the middle of the night. It would scare the you-know-what out of me. And as a baby, I it startled me, and I wake up, and my bed's in front of this big dining room window, and I'd peel back the drapes, and there would be my pops right there, smiling, waving at me in the middle of the night. It was weird, right? I mean, to this day, I can still see his face doing it. I mean, and I think psychologically I related his face to a clown face because my entire childhood I was afraid of clowns. Making the divorce even worse, my mom meets a new dude. He picks up the abuse role real quickly. He had nicknames for everything he hit me with. And while he hit me, she would be there saying, "Get him." Yeah. She kissed my sisters off to school and looked back at me and nod her head. She'd be like, "Go." All right. I had low self-esteem. I suffered from some severe anxiety. I looked in the mirror and I didn't love what I saw. If you look in the mirror and you don't love what you see, you need to love yourself because you are great. You are all powerful. I want to tell you guys that. So back then, I felt if the person that brought me into this world didn't value me since a baby, I mean, shit, excuse my language. Why would I value myself, right? Why would I value myself? I needed to escape this captivity I was in. I used to look at the window in my bedroom and felt that that was the only way out. I just needed to gather the courage and take the leap of faith out that window, right? Which one day I did. I ran away to live with my pops. Now on his doorstep, he had this package of damaged goods. Back then, there was no Amazon, right? I showed up with no receipt. He was not getting his money back. This is what it is, my G. Now you're going to deal with it, right? To my pops. This stage of my life, I was emotionally broken. My pops had no chance. I'll tell you that. And neither did I with him. He met a young little honey, and he was determined to get back what he lost, right? And this is when he started his new family. And this is when I simultaneously found my new family, which was the streets. Hurt, angry, confused kids, lost souls in the system, right? We connected. We shared a common pain without saying one word to each other. We were on these streets for similar reasons. Looking for love in all the wrong places, baby, right? Well, I found it and it felt real at the time. But I'm going to tell you this right now. What feels real when you're young does not always pan out down the line of life. So you guys be careful. These years you guys are in right now are very important. Seriously. One day you're going to think back about these days, first boyfriend, first girlfriend. You're going to be like, man, I was so in love or this and that and, so on and so forth. Have you ever seen a stray dog? Let me ask you another question. Have you guys ever seen a stray dog running down the street, tongue hanging out, barking, pooping, peeing on everything, humping everything that moved? Yeah, that was me. I was wild. I was free from the miserable childhood jail cell. I exploded off the horse table like the Santa Anita racetrack. I was gone and it felt very, very liberating, very liberating. This is when I took control of my path of destruction, right? If anybody's gonna hurt me, I'm gonna hurt myself now. From here on out, this was on me, no F's given. And I wasn't alone. There was a tribe of us, right? There was a tribe of us. Shortly after introduction to the streets, I got jumped into a gang. I earned my name right down the street from here by escaping death. 3 of my homeboys got shot. I followed one of my homies. There was 2 gunners. One dude cut me off, put the gun to my head, hit me up where I was from. I hadn't even got a name yet. And I just got jumped in. We were meeting down the street. Dude put the gun to my head. I had to, right? You know what I mean? I just got jumped into the hood. So told him where I was from, and he clicked the gun on my head, and I didn't realize it, but I guess it got jammed. No, he started to, and it got jammed, and I realized it got jammed when he started turning it upside down. I was gonna take flight on this guy, maybe too much detail, but the other gunner came after he shot a bunch of my homeboys and started gunning for me. I ran, escaped that. That's how I got lucky. That's the story of that, right? I was a perfect candidate for a gang. I mean, I met all the criteria. I was actually overqualified for once in my life. My homies used to clown me because I used to flinch at any little thing. They would say, this fool's scared, which they would soon learn I wasn't. I just never had the heart to share my pain on why I've been flinching since 3, 4 years old, right? Overnight, potentially, a good kid turned into a terrorizing monster. Throughout my life, I was in and out of prison, in and out of committing crimes, physically fighting the cops. Like, I've had physical altercations with the cops. Put your hands up, do this, do that. No, I was that dude, right? As well as getting beat by the cops. I've been beat by the cops about a handful of times, 4 or 5 times right here in Highland Park. Sometimes we got to take a little responsibility on that too, right? I was wilding out. In and out of abusing drugs and in and out of different women. I had no foundation. I had no balance. I lived my life one day at a time. With that said, I served for 13 years in the prison. I've been shot, stabbed, head busted open. I mean, the above doesn't, what I'm telling you guys doesn't make me tough. It makes me not smart enough to make decisions regardless of, the circumstances we're in. We have a choice, right? Because we hold the power to choose right. We not be able to erase the past, but we can plan for the future. Everybody counted me out, including myself, before my last prison bit. I tried killing myself. My neighbor Myrna, from some reason, showed up to my house to check up on me. I was living on Strickland and Figueroa. I was high off meth and tired of living. She ran to her house, came back with 5 sedatives, and it knocked me the hell out. Here I go, saved by another prison sentence. If it wasn't for prison, I would be dead. That's a fact right there. Almost every prison sentence, I go to prison with a female pregnant. Not proud of that. I have multiple baby mamas and kids I have not been there for. Hurt creates more hurt. I was an irresponsible dirtbag. If I could physically kick myself in the butt, I would have, I wouldn't have any shoes left on my feet. I'd be wearing the shoes on my backside, right? These chapters of my life is very embarrassing. But remember what I said from the beginning, transparency, right? The abuse and no love from my mother made me devalue women. To this day, I still deal with it with the kids I brought into this world. 2011, I go back to prison with another female pregnant. While I'm in there, she decides she doesn't want our daughter. My oldest sister takes in my newborn baby and sends me adoption paperwork. Without much hesitation, I sign it. I thought it would be her best chance in life, right? A few months later, while I'm in serving this prison bid, my little sister, the closest one to me, dies from cancer while I'm in there. She was the world to me. She was the only one I could talk to in my family. Prison is a place where you're supposed to be tough. The time of her fighting cancer, while I was in there, I never felt weaker in my life. I remember I got in a fight with this dude. I had no fire in me during this time. My sister, cancer, passing. I'm sitting in a prison cell. I remember I got into a fight with this guy and I held on to him and I just let him hit me in the face. I could have took him. The punches didn't hurt because I was numb from the pain that I felt. I prayed to God every night to spare her life and take mine instead. Here I was risking my life, and she wasn't a part of no hood stuff. She was an amazing human being, and she got stripped of her ability to breathe the air that we taking in right now, leaving behind 2 young girls after her 2-year fight of cancer. I think I wanted to die, but the dog in me, remember that wild stray dog running down the street with his tongue hanging out? I had to channel the anger and use it for something positive. Here I am. 8 years ago, I was praying to God in prison to take my life instead of my sister's. He didn't take mine, so in honor of her, I had to get my stuff together, right? I had to get my stuff together. I knew what I had to do to turn my life around. I had to do everything the opposite of what I was doing before. Imagine that. It's basic math. Easier said than done, though. I had to separate myself from my past. I had to rewire myself. I had to reboot my entire system. I read books. I did research on everything that was going on with me. I was in and out of doctors' offices because I could feel the imbalance in my system from all the trauma, all the drugs. My serotonin was off. And I felt it. It felt horrible. Mood swings, up, down. When I'm high, I'm high. When I'm low, I'm low. I had to face my fears. The hardest, most challenging barrier was my inner self. It was me, right? Stepping out the norm and do everything that made me uncomfortable. It's easy to be a G in the hood. The challenge was to be a nobody in the real world and work my way up that ladder, right? Very humbling. I stopped running from myself and faced it head on. Meanwhile, educating myself with knowledge, which is king. Knowledge is king. Education is huge. Don't sleep on that. Seriously, I know right now it's boring, it's tough. You don't want to come to school, but get this education. It's free. I joined the electrical union, which is 5 years of grueling school. I only knew basic math going in, and now I know trigonometry and all kinds of complicated mathematical formulas, which, by the way, I'm in my last 2 weeks of completing those 5 years. Thank you. Right now, this is union scale, so it's no secret. Right now, I'm making $45 an hour with benefits and 3 retirements. Imagine that. It's a decent living, right? And when I complete these next 2 schools, I'll be making over $50 an hour. Unions out here in LA are amazing. So, and having a trade under your belt is great. Since I was a known gang member, I was put on the gang injunction here in Los Angeles. It was determined to be illegal, so the city is currently paying for me to go to UCLA right now. I'm taking business management. I am a UCLA student. Imagine that, huh? Meanwhile, going to 2 different schools, I have a beautiful partner in life that has given me a new loving family with 2 little girls, Shyla and Liana. I got a 5- and 6-year-old. Feels good to be a daddy. My girl has been by my side through this 8-year journey. From nothing, taking the bus on parole, to now this guy right here. She has been my foundation and giving me unconditional love. Sometimes we need that, right? Go a long way. Support system is huge. Sometimes you guys might get that from some of your teachers right here, someone to talk to outside of your parents. Support system. I get home from work and my girls, man, I love this. I can always hear my girls screaming at the door, "Daddy's home." It's the best feeling in the world. That's the real love, right? That's the real love. The street love it's not the same than the real love of family and just people that heart for you, right? They count on you for positive stuff, not negative stuff. Also, during all the above, the street hustler me, right? The entrepreneur, the creative person that I am, wasn't satisfied, Forever pushing the boundaries. That's me, baby. Just like when I was on the streets. I had to figure out how I could incorporate my past to my present. So, I started a podcast called Hoodstocks. I wanted to give the nobodies a platform to tell their story. The individuals I sat in the trap with addicted to drugs. The nobodies I sat in numerous cells with across California Department of Corrections. Those are the real stories. That's the real pain. Ain't no filter on that. A lot of mainstream media won't touch these individuals because some might be dirty, still on the streets. Some might be not pleasing to the eye. Some might not have 1 million followers on Instagram or TikTok. Nah, come on home to Hoodstocks, baby. We got a place for you. Our goal is to inspire, uplift the community, give value to the normal folk around here. Hood stocks, raise our personal stocks up. We are all stocks. We are all valuable individuals. Educate yourself and you shall elevate yourself. Love yourself, respect your neighbor, give and you will get. Life brings ups and downs. Keep your head up and stay the course. You are the kings and queens of the future. Plant your seeds today so tomorrow can be fruitful. The best investment on this planet is yourself. I want to thank you guys for your time. Along with this journey, I've had the opportunity to meet some very amazing people in this world, including Janet. One of the people that I've been able to meet is Dwight Howard from the Los Angeles Lakers. That boy's a G right there. That's my boy. I mean, man, I can say that's my friend. That's my homie. And so, with my journey, with my podcast, when you do good in life, I mean, you have a certain aura about yourself. You have a certain energy, and sometimes it's magnetic, right? And you'll attract, certain opportunities, success. And with that said, I have become, like I said, friends with Dwight Howard. He's been on my podcast. And on the 26th of this month, we are going to throw a Christmas celebration right here at this school. It's going to be a lot of games. It's going to be a lot of gifts. It's going to be some live entertainment. We're going to have some of the Los Angeles Lakers here. I think Russell Westbrook might pull up too. I don't know, do we got any Laker fans right here? Yeah? It's all good. I mean, I know we ain't got no hockey fans right here. Do we? Maybe not. But yeah, so the 26th of this month, we're gonna have a Christmas celebration. I wanna thank the school for letting us have it here. And I think Xbox is gonna sponsor it. Arrowhead's gonna sponsor it. I think Oreo Cookies is gonna sponsor it. And I think they're gonna bring Xboxes here. But what I wanted to make sure, and I talked to Dwight Howard's agent, I've talked to his assistant, and I said, hey, the kids at the school, I wanna make sure they're first in line for everything that is gonna happen, right? Because it's gonna be open to the, to the neighborhood, right? The neighboring cities, Northeast Los Angeles. I mean, anybody wants to pull up. I don't care if you're in Orange County, right? Come on through and celebrate with us. It's going to be an amazing moment in time. And I just want to thank the school, thank Janet, thank all you guys and girls for just hearing me out, listening to me. Appreciate y'all. What time is the event? So I think we're working out. Let's get some of that stuff. Give to the kids, bro. Especially who's ever answering questions or asking questions. We have some stuff for you guys. Now everybody's gonna have a question, right? We're gonna empty the box out anyways. So the event, the time of the event, I think it's gonna be like noon on the 26th. I think we're working out the time still. But it's going to be a 4-hour event, so you guys want to make sure that, you guys lock it in your calendars. I know you guys are busy. You got things to be doing around here.
Yeah, that's my son's birthday, that's why I'm going to bring him.
Yeah, bring your son, bro.
It's his birthday that day.
Oh, yeah, bro. What's shit? Excuse my language.
We have a question up there. Question? Okay, so this is kind of just like on the mentality you had as like you were younger. But like, I know from like a lot of I would say like family members or people that I'm close to, like the thing they look for in, I guess like being in a gang the most is like feeling like they have a family or feeling like they're cared for. So is that kind of like what you were looking for?
Yeah, that's most definitely what I was looking for. That's a good
question or observation. Yeah, and I found it too, and it felt good. You know, I mean, to this day, I'll be real. Some of them are still my boys. Like it's but I don't glorify that lifestyle because a lot of guys don't come out of that lifestyle. It's heartache, pain, death. There's more of that than there's a whole lot of negativity. But yeah, I was looking for a family. I was looking for love, and like I told you, there was. If you go out to the streets, man, you'll find people that accept you. I mean, we want acceptance, right? That's what I was looking for. I was looking for acceptance. I wanted to be accepted because I was getting everywhere I turned. I was just like, pushed away. Like, nah, bro, go, keep it pushing. You ain't getting no love right here. And so when you get no love right here, you're gonna, you're gonna go find where they're gonna love you at. And sometimes it's in the gutter, right? So I went and found my love in the gutter. And I mean, it's not the place where you want to be shopping around for love. It's risky.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, do you not see, not saying, as in an offensive way, but, do you not see the difference between, the good type of love, to people who show you what's right from wrong, and then, the other from, where they're just kind of showing you, what to do, and, in a sense of, pleasing them? Because, I know for example, a lot of people, let's say, initiations, or, basically just, people getting, jumps and stuff like that. That's kind of just, older people who advise you, or, supervise you, are, telling you to do that. And, I don't know, did you not see, that they weren't good for you, or was there some type of people that were good for you, that were trying for you in a good way, or was it just all in a bad way? And, why couldn't you see that it was in a bad way?
Yeah, I wasn't smart enough. I mean, I knew what I was getting into. And there is people there that that have certain guidance, opposed to others. There's certain people that will tell you before you jump off that cliff, hey, make sure you got a parachute on your back, my G. And there's certain people that won't even tell you to put the parachute on your back. Kind of a stupid example, but it's that mentality, that lifestyle. I mean, you're basically at a point of you're broken, you have nothing to lose, and it's a high, it's a thrill, right? And a lot of the guys I was around, we were all, we were on drugs already. We were just, we had nothing else to turn to. So this is what it was. It was a fraternity. It was a boys' club. I don't know if I'm explaining that good enough to you. Yeah, but thank you though. Questions? Anybody else?
How old are you?
I'm 44 years old. 44 years old, yeah. Drink a lot of water.
Any other questions?
So the things that you know now and stuff, what's one thing that you wish you could tell your past self?
Ooh, man. One thing I can tell my old self, my young self. This is deep right there. Ooh. No one's ever asked me that before. I tell myself, it's gonna be okay. Stay strong. You'll get through this. Don't go that direction. Right? Instead of making that left, make a right. A lot of things. Like I said, that list would be, at that age though, I mean, during that time of my life, there was no telling me nothing. So even if my older self popped up on my younger self, I was so stubborn and I was so broke and hard-headed. You couldn't tell me nothing. I had to learn the hard way. And there's people, there's kids. It doesn't matter what you tell them. They just got to learn the hard way. It's unfortunate, but that's just real. You know, I was just like, I knew what I was doing. People would talk to me and I'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, for sure, and bam, I'm gone. I'm off doing what I was doing before, right? I think the best thing to do with kids that are down that path is not tell them, show them. You know, physically show them, take them by the hand, like jump in the ride, let's go. You know, like people would talk, counselors, and you know, I'm not trying to downplay anybody that does that, but I'm saying, like, you can, at your guys' age, you can say, I can sit and talk to you guys for 2 hours, you know, and like probably like 90, if you're at 98%, like if there's a crowd of kids that are in the wrong path, like probably 98% of them, it's gonna go in one ear and out the other. I mean, it did with me. Some people try to talk to me. I wasn't hearing it. And so sometimes people gotta learn the hard way. But if you want to help somebody, you got to physically show them. You got to take them. You know, it's kind of hard. It's a tricky one. You know, especially when kids have parents, right? You know, how's someone else going to come and do that? I don't know. Any more questions? Ah, man, that's a good one. Probably going to school. Completing these 5 years of school. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I had to do what I had to do, but I learned everything that I didn't know. So it gave me a chance to catch up, because I didn't get my GED until I was 35 years old in prison. You know, so, you know, I didn't graduate high school. I didn't go to school. I was horrible when it came to, you know, like any type of school setting. I didn't know how to learn. You know, I didn't know how to learn. And so I had to really dig deep. And I made it through these 5 years, and I'm in class with sharp kids, sharp dudes, young dudes, right? I'm 44 years old, right? I'm the oldest student in my class. And I asked them for their help, right? I got tutors that are like, can probably beat my son or something. They help your boy out though. But I'm good at other things though, you know? Like some people are, and that's one thing you guys got to do too. Sometimes you guys may not be book smart, but you might be good at something else, right? And you got to channel that. You got to find that. If it's art, if it's speaking, public speaking, if it's whatever it is, we all have our strengths. There's always going to be somebody that's better than you, and that shouldn't discourage you guys. You guys are going to find your strengths, and you're going to find your path. And when you find your strength, make sure you know what I mean, you just double down on that strength and you go for it. Because not everybody has to get straight A's to be successful in life. There's a lot of people that get straight A's in life and they're socially retarded. Excuse the word. I don't think you're allowed to use that R word no more. But they have all these degrees, but you get them in front of somebody and they can't even have a conversation. So straight A's is good, but there's other people that don't even have the college degree and they're getting those big jobs. Why? Because they have the gift of the gab, or they just naturally figured it out, right? So just if you find your strengths. Bringing kids in this world and being in the prison system, being on the streets, not taking care of them, because to this day I deal with, like I got a son that's 22 years old. Man, he'll be threatening me, he's gonna kick my butt. He goes, you better stretch out, old man, I'm about to pull up and whoop your, you know what? And I'm just like, damn. So I constantly have to, just like, I gotta be easy, and I gotta just like, all right, this is my fault. You know, let's talk about this. You know, and I just really just try to be non-confrontational with him, and you know, and not that he's my son, he's my boy. You know, I don't want to put hands on him, and I don't want us to go there. You know, but yeah, that's one of the ones, is just bringing kids in this world, and you know, you guys got to be responsible too. You know, especially at this age. You know, you guys be responsible. Because kids are forever. Any more questions?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I know we're kind of running into time, but like, what was that like rock bottom moment, or like that moment that made you switch gears? You know?
Yeah, I would say that was when I was in prison. I signed the adoption papers, and then my sister passed away, which was the closest one to me. She was a year younger than me. I mean, if she was still around, she'd probably be standing here with me right now. We were good like that, you know. She would be there crying in the room when things were happening to me, saying to stop. You know, that was my girl right there, and so that was the pivotal point in my life. Saying, man, I've been just risking my life like nothing, not caring about anything, just. And here she was living a real life, you know, being a good citizen, you know, a human being, right? And she lost her life, so I had to reevaluate mine, and that's when I did what I did. I mean, that's what turning point. Yeah. Any more questions? We good?
I think I'll ask the final question. Do you have a mantra, or is there something that you tell yourself every morning to get you back up and start fresh? I know a few of these kids a little too much of their own lives, where they just sometimes battle either getting here on time, like it's a drag, or, you know, everybody has that story, their own story at home, where it's just at their age, it's a little tougher to just get up and start fresh. And, you know, is there something that you tell yourself every morning, or is there a routine that you have that kind of just gets
Like a reset button?
Yeah.
Just to try to, like, what motivates me?
Every day and make it a better day than the day before.
Well, what motivates me is having a full plate, right? Like, I'm a busybody. There's not enough hours in the day for everything that I do, especially because I'm working 40 plus hours a week. I'm going to night school, Saturday 8 hours in school. I also have a clothing line too at www.50racks.com, and I take care of that, shipping out, all the above. But anyways, I don't know. I got the dog in me. You know, I got the drive. You know what it is? It's all the years that I wasted. That's my drive. All the years that I wasted on these streets right here. These streets right here. All the years that I sat in that prison cell. That's my drive. That's what it is right there. Now that I think about it, that's what, just like I gotta go because I'm always looking at the clock. There's not enough time, and I won't ever catch up what I lost, but I'm just trying to change my legacy from what it was or how it started. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody.